Hi, my name is Kaylie Daniels, and welcome to Beginner Vinyasa. In this class, we will focus on finding alignment in each pose and linking our breath to our movement. You don't need any props for this class, so when you are ready, I will meet you on the mat. Let's begin class today in a child's pose. So taking your knees a little bit wider than your hips, or if you want some more support, you can draw your knees closer together. Stretching your arms out in front of you and letting your forehead rest on the mat. So your big toes are together here. Your hips are melting back towards your heels. It's okay if they don't connect. And you're either reaching the arms forward, or if you need more support, taking the hands down by the sides. So finding this time to do what feels good in your body. Allowing yourself to land here on your mat. And can you come into this practice being open to whatever is there for you to experience? So letting go of any expectations that you have, any fears, any judgments, any resistance. Let's start to connect with the breath. So let's clear a breath together. Take a big inhale into the belly. And sigh it out through the mouth. Really let it go. And now seal the lips. Breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the nose. So finding Ujjayi breath right away. Finding a slight constriction at the back of the throat to make your breath audible. And knowing that it doesn't matter what the breath sounds like. What matters is what it feels like in the body. So can you make this breath feel really good? Each time you inhale, feeling it expand your lungs, maybe up into your shoulder blades, your back. And when you exhale, can you really sink into that feeling of releasing? Take 2 more breaths here. So in this class, we will link our breath to our movement. So let this breath be your anchor, the thing that guides you through this class. On your next inhale, coming up to a tabletop, hands and knees. Stack your knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers, but not too wide that you feel like you're straining your hands. Press down into your index finger and thumb knuckles, and then can you spin the elbows forward just a little bit. On your next inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze, find a cow pose. And on your exhale, tuck, round, push into the hands, drop the head as you arch the upper back like a cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Let's take 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. So this is a great place to link your breath to your movement. Last one, full breath in as you cow pose. And full breath out as you cat. Beautiful. Drawing to a neutral table. Find a neutral spine. Engage your core. Tuck your tail slightly. Now tuck your toes under and just lift your knees off of the mat, hovering. Holding here for 3. Really push into the hands. Push into the index finger and thumb knuckles for 2. And then 1, keep the knees bent, but start to push the hips back. Straightening the legs little by little into a down dog with bent knees. So your heels can be really high away from the floor. That's okay. Starting with bent knees, really draw the tailbone up to the sky. Keep pressing into your index finger and thumb knuckles. Let your head descend towards the floor. And press your heart back towards your thighs. If this feels pretty good, you can stay here. If you want to, inch by inch, straighten the legs a little or a lot. And then just taking a full cycle of breath here in this down dog. Let's talk alignment. So rolling the inner elbows forward just a bit so that you're pulling your triceps down, wrapping your shoulder blades under, and then broaden your shoulder blades from the back. So puff up the upper back, feeling that open through the back of the heart, the thoracic spine. Sending the tailbone up to the sky, lengthening the lumbar spine, the low back. And then again, knees can stay bent or heels can melt down towards the floor. From here, on your next inhale, start to walk your hands back step by step to your feet so that you're at the back of your mat. Your feet are going to stay hips width. Bend your knees a lot here so that you can lay your torso right on your thighs. And then take hold of opposite elbows for a ragdoll. Maybe sway side to side here. Feeling the spine release. And the thighs are like a little shelf for the torso to lay onto. Maybe shake the head out. As we move through class, continue to check in with your body. Noticing if you maybe clench the jaw, furrow the brows, if you lose your breath. And just gently reminding yourself to come back to the breath, to come back to softness. That balance of effort and ease. From here, come to a neutral place, then drop the hands down towards the floor. Keep the feet hips width, nice and slow. Press into the feet as you start to roll the spine up. Go even slower than you think that you should. Head and neck, last thing to come up. Taking the neck back up to neutral, sweep the arms to the sky, look towards the sky. On your exhale, swan dive back forward, arms go wide, knees stay bent as you fold over the legs. One more like that. Inhale, ripple and roll all the way up to stand. Sweeping the arms up at the top. And then exhale, hands go wide, diving forward. From here, walk yourself back out into a downward facing dog. Finding your down dog alignment. Now lift your right leg to the sky, find a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee to stack your right hip on top of your left. Lift your right knee towards the sky and feel this open your right side body. Now square the hips off, straighten the right leg. Step right foot in between the hands, low lunge. Left knee comes down. Squeeze the inner thighs together, back toes stay tucked under. Inhale, lift the arms into your low lunge, Anjanayasana. Tuck the tail, engage the core. Drop the shoulders down the back. Spread the fingers. Gaze is forward. Take a big breath in. Sink a little tiny bit lower on your breath out. Then slowly release the hands to either side of the right foot. Pick up the left knee. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, stack the hip. Inhale to straighten your left leg, square the hips off. Exhale, step, left foot down, right knee down. Inhale, squeeze the legs together, lift the arms to the sky, Anjanayasana Low Lunge. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat. Tailbone drops down, lower ribs pull in. Take a breath in. Sink a little bit lower on your breath out. And then slowly release your hands down to either side of the foot. Pick the right knee up, step your left foot back. Next, inhale, ripple and roll forward. Drop the knees down to the ground. Now we're going to lean forward, so taking the shoulders a little bit farther in front of the wrists. Bend the elbows halfway down, baby chaturanga. Then lower all the way to your belly, untuck your toes, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows by the sides. Inhale, lift into a cobra, press the feet into the floor, and exhale, lower. 2 more like that. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lowering. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. From here, tuck the toes back under, press onto the knees, find a child's pose, send the hips back. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Lifting back up onto the knees, tucking the toes under, downward facing dog, we meet. 1 full cycle of breath here. Inhale and exhale. Next, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, take baby steps to the top of the mat. Big toes together, heels slightly apart here. Slight bend in the knees. Find a halfway lift, draw your fingers to your shins. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. And then exhale, fold. 1 more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Tailbone goes back, core is engaged. And exhale, fold. Inhale to sweep all the way up to stand. Head and neck, last thing to come up. Exhale, dive and fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back, high plank this time. Holding here for a moment. Take a full breath in, building some strength through the core. And then exhale, drop the knees. Roll forward, bend the elbows by the sides, baby chaturanga, then lower all the way down to your belly, untuck your toes. Inhale, just 1 cobra, maybe lift a little bit higher. And exhale to the ground. Tuck the toes, press up onto the knees, this time right into downward facing dog, hips high. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Take 2 more full cycles of breath here, really tuning into how you feel. Again, letting go of any expectations of how you think you should feel. Allowing yourself to be an open book in this practice, experiencing everything as it comes up. Next, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale to travel to the top of your mat. Take 2 big steps. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Lower down to the knees. Shift forward, baby chaturanga, elbows bend by the sides. Lower onto the belly, untuck the toes, inhale, cobra. And exhale, release. Tuck the toes, press up onto the knees, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Let's flow through that 1 more time. We'll add a full chaturanga for our sun A. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift and fold forward. Inhale, sweep all the way up to stand. Press into the feet. Exhale, dive and fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back, high plank. This time holding here. Same thing as before, shift forward on the toes. Knees are there if you need them. Bend the elbows by the sides. Come halfway down. Full chaturanga. Shoulders in line with elbows. Elbows stacked over wrists. Gaze forward. Legs engaged. Next, inhale. Upward facing dog. Press into the hands. Press into the feet. Knees are lifted. Legs are strong. Exhale. Travel back. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. 2 more cycles of breath here. So knowing that you can take any variation of a vinyasa as we flow through class, whatever feels good in your body, take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Lift your heels, step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold forward. Let's find a sun salutation B. Bend the knees, find a chair pose, sweep the arms to the sky. Take a breath in. Sink 2 inches lower on your breath out. So here, tuck the tail slightly. Take the biceps next to the ears. Draw your shoulders just gently down your back. Pull your low ribs in, engage your core. Knees and big toes are together, or feet or hips width if that feels better on the knees. Take the shin bones back. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back, high plank. Chaturanga, forward and halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. In between your hands, roll your back heel down. Inhale up into a warrior two. So option here to take your hands to your hips. Manually square your hips towards the front of the mat. So left hip forward, right hip back. Tuck the tail under, engage the core. Maybe you need to step your right foot out a step so that your right knee is in line with your right hip. Now reach your arms back up to the sky. Take your biceps by your ears. Spread the toes on both feet. Press back into the edge of the left foot. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Sink a little bit lower. Beautiful. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, hands come through the heart. Plant the hands, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. Roll your back heel down. Inhale to lift. Square the hips towards the front of the mat. Push into your back leg. Tuck your tail, engage your core. Drop your shoulders just gently down your back. Gaze is forward at one point. We call that drishti. Gazing at one point so that you have a clear vision. Bend deeply into the left knee. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, hands through the heart. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale to lift the heels. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Let's do that again. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Chair pose, sit low, bend the knees. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Chaturanga or the vinyasa of your choice. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Lift up, warrior one. Exhale takes you back down. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one, rise. Exhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. 2 more cycles of breath here. Can you come back to that softness in your face, in your jaw, in your neck, your shoulders. Big breath in. And long breath out. Lift your heels. We'll do that one more time. Travel to the top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Chair pose, sit low. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back, exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Step your right foot forward, rise on the breath in, warrior one. Exhale takes you down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, inhale to rise. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Chair pose, sit low. Sweep the arms to the sky, take a breath in. On your exhale, take your hands through your heart center, twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Push the hands together at your heart. Draw your shoulder blades together behind you. Squeeze them in towards the midline. Take a breath in and twist. So alignment here. Toes are together, knees are together, or feet are hips width. Knees stay in one line so that your hips are square towards the top of the mat. You're pressing your left elbow into your thigh to lift your torso away from your thighs. And then you're sliding your right shoulder back behind you. Let's take one more breath here. Big breath in. And big breath out. Twist. Slowly release at the bottom of the exhale. Come to a forward fold. Heel toe the feet hips width. Bend the knees. You can take hold of opposite elbows. Find that ragdoll shape. If you want a little bit more challenge, maybe take the fingers to interlace around your big toes, Padangustasana. Find a halfway lift to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Bend the elbows out to the sides and drop the head. Just taking one cycle of breath here. And then releasing that clasp if you have it. Heel toe your feet back together. Chair pose, inhale, sit low. Exhale, hands through the heart. Twist over towards the left this time. Right elbow outside of the left thigh. Left elbow pulling in towards the midline. Knees are bent. Spread your toes across the mat and press down through all four corners of your feet. Sit 2 inches lower. Keep the knees in one line. Gaze is nice and soft. Take a big breath in. Twist your deepest point on your breath out. Bottom of the exhale, fold. Take the feet hips width. Same thing, bend the knees. You can find a ragdoll or holding big toes. Halfway lift if you have the bind. And exhale, fold. Allowing the back to release here. Find a little hamstring stretch. And then slowly release that. Heel toe the feet back together so that your big toes are touching. Halfway lift, breathe in. And fold. Plant the hands, step back. Vinyasa. So chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog, we meet. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Lift your right leg to the sky. Now pull your right knee into your nose. Squeeze. Try to get it to touch. Push into the hands. Inhale, lift, three-legged dog. Exhale, step. Right foot forward, warrior one. Inhale to rise. Exhale, we're going to open right up to warrior two. Spin the back heel even more parallel with the back edge of the mat. Right arm forward, left arm back. Spread the fingers, reach the fingertips away from each other. Deep bend into your right knee. Tuck the tail slightly, engage the core. Pull your lower ribs in. Gaze is soft over your right middle finger. Take a breath in here. Exhale, sink into your right leg. Next, inhale, keep the right knee bent, reverse, left hand down the back of the left leg. Reach your right arm by your ear, stretching right side body. And then from here, cartwheel your hands all the way around. Frame the right foot and step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Pull your left knee into your nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step in between your hands. Roll the back heel down, warrior one, rise. Exhale, open warrior two. So the back foot is a little bit more parallel to the back of the mat. Left toes face straight forward. Left knee is bent, and you can see your left big toe if you look down. Fingers are reaching away from each other. Shoulders melt down the back. Gaze over left hand. Take a breath in. Exhale, sink lower. Use your inhale to reverse. Flip your palm back. Reach your right hand down your back leg, left arm by the ear. And then cartwheel the hands down. Frame your front foot. Step back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog as you breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Let's clear a breath. Take an inhale. And sigh through your mouth, let it go. Beautiful. One more breath in. Through the nose, breath out. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Last chair pose, bend the knees, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg to the sky. Pull your right knee into your nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step. Warrior one. Rise all the way up on your breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, we're going to add on to that side angle, right forearm to the thigh. Sweep your left arm by your ear. Push into your left heel. Reach your left arm forward. Maybe gaze underneath your left armpit. Bend deeply into the right knee. Feel this lengthen your whole left side body. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Next, inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Pick up your left heel. Listen here, we're going to bend deeper into the right knee. Find a twist. Lift your right arm to the sky. Take a big breath in. And lean back into this twist. It should feel really good. One more breath here. From here, slowly releasing your right hand. Come down on your left knee. Push your hips back. Untuck your back toes. Walk your hands back. Flexing your right foot off of the floor, half splits. Inhale, halfway lift in the chest. And then exhale, fold. Draw the crown of the head forward. It's like you're trying to touch the crown of the head towards the toes. Sending your tailbone up and back. Your belly button down towards your right thigh. Taking a big breath in. And a big breath out. Next, inhale, crawl forward, plant the right foot, tuck the back toes, lift the left knee and step back, high plank to a chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. One full cycle of breath in between sides. Inhale. And exhale. Sweep your left leg up. Exhale, knee into the nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step in between your hands. Crescent, or warrior one rather, rise, breathe in. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, reverse, reach back, make this feel good. Exhale, side angle, left forearm on the thigh, sweep your right arm by your ear. So gazing underneath your right arm, bending deeply into your left knee, pushing back into your right leg. Can you lift the arch of the right foot? Spread the fingers on the right hand. Take a breath in and a breath out. Next, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the foot, pick the right heel up. Right hand stays planted, open twist, left arm to the sky. Bend deeply into the left knee. Take a breath in. Twist. One more breath here. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. Left knee is bent, right leg is strong. From here, circle your left hand down. Take your right knee onto the floor. Untuck your back toes. Push your hips back, half splits. Peel your left toes back. Inhale, find a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold over your left leg. Draw the crown of the head forward. Taking a full breath in. And a full breath out. One more breath here. Beautiful. From here, crawl forward, hands on either side of the left foot. Pick up the right knee, step back, chaturanga, upward facing dog as you breathe in, downward facing dog as you breathe out. Big inhalation and long exhalation out of the mouth, let it go. Beautiful. Let's add on to that one more time each side. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step in between your hands. Warrior one, sweep up. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, reverse. Right knee stays bent. Exhale, side angle, right forearm to the thigh. All right, here's the change. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Triangle back this time. Reach the right arm back. Exhale, triangle pose. Right hand down on the outside of the right shin. Left arm to the sky. So right knee can be bent any amount here to have more accessibility to the ground. I would rather have you put your hand on the ground than on your shin so that we are not working too hard into the knee joint. Spread the toes. Lift the left arm straight up from the left shoulder. And think about rolling your right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back, taking your body in one long line. Take a breath in. And a breath out. From here, left hand is just going to go down. Picking your left heel up, bend into your right knee, reach your right arm to the sky, back to that twist. Take a breath in and a breath out. From here, drop your left knee down. Keep your left hand on the ground. We're going to swing the right leg back into this funky side plank modification. So right foot is back, reaching the right arm to the sky. Left toes are tucked under, left hand is planted. Take a breath in and exhale. Now slowly start to pull the right knee in towards the chest. Step your right foot back forward. Cartwheel your right hand down now. We're pushing the hips back, finding that half splits. Just as a transition, inhale back forward. Plant the right foot. Lift the left knee. Now modified pyramid, straighten your right leg a little or a lot. Left heel stays lifted. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. Take a breath in. Maybe fold a little bit deeper on your exhale. Beautiful. From here, bend into the right knee. Hands plant, step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Knee to nose, breathe out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step, warrior one. Rise all the way up on a breath in. Warrior 2 on your exhale. Inhale to reverse. Reach your left arm back. Exhale, side angle, left forearm on the thigh. Sweep your right arm by your ear. All right, triangle back, straighten left leg, breathe in. Exhale, full triangle pose, left hand down, right arm to the sky. Hips square to the side. Reach your right fingers up. Push into both feet and spread the toes. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Holding here for one more cycle of breath. Maybe soften the left knee a little bit. Maybe soften the jaw. Maybe find a little smile. All right, from here, we're going to circle the right hand down, pick up the right heel, bend into the left knee. We're back in that twist. Take a breath in. And exhale, twist a little bit deeper. From here, right hand is planted, right knee comes down, keep the toes tucked. We're going to swing the left leg back into this funky side plank variation, flexing the left toes. Right toes stay tucked, left hand is lifted. And then from here, pulling your left knee back into your chest and then stepping it forward. Circling your left hand down, pushing your hips back into that standing splits just as a transition. Now reaching back forward, plant the left foot, plant the hands, pick the right knee up, and then send the hips back into that modified pyramid shape. So both legs are straight-ish, hips squared towards the top of the mat, right heel is lifted. Take a breath in. Exhale, maybe fold a little bit deeper. One inhale. And exhale. Bend into the left knee. Plant the hands. Step it back, high plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. One cycle of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way onto your belly. Untuck the toes. Take the hands behind you, palms face the ground. Squeeze the tips of the shoulder blades together. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Next, inhale, lifting all the way up into a locust pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Reach the crown of the head forward. Lift the legs. Take the inner thighs to the sky. Pushing the belly down, activating the posterior chain, the back body. Take a breath in, lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, release. From here, slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Push the hips back into a child's pose. Reach the fingers forward. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Next, inhale, walk the hands back, rolling up onto the knees. Come up to stand. We'll take a camel pose, hands on your back, fingers face up towards your shoulder blades, elbows pull in towards the midline. Inhale to lift out of the waist, and exhale, lean back, pushing the hips forward, squeezing the glutes to protect your low back, lifting the heart up to the sky. Not going super deep here, just finding a gentle back bend. Gaze is still forward. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Next, inhale, come back up, spine to neutral. Exhale, hands plant. This time, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So we're going to traction the spine here in our down dog. Hips reach up to the sky. You should feel that length in your lumbar spine. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then slowly coming back down to the knees. Coming back onto the sit bones. Walking your feet in front of you. Flexing the toes. Knees start bent. We'll take a forward fold. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhale, fold over your legs. See if you can keep this connection, belly button to thighs, and then maybe inch by inch straighten the legs. Landing with the knees micro bent, send the heels away from the crown of the head and the crown of the head towards the heels. Face is soft. Should feel really good through the whole back body. You can drop the head if that feels good. Remember, this practice is for you and only you. So really committing to making it feel good in your own body. From here, slowly rounding back up, spine to neutral. Walk your hips forward a little bit. Come on down to your back. Bending your knees, planting your feet flat on the floor. From here, we'll take a bridge pose. So hands come down. Palms face the earth. Tuck the tail, engage the core, find a neutral spine to start. Now squeeze the glutes. Next, inhale, press the hips up into a bridge pose. Head and neck stay stable. You're gazing straight up towards the sky. We don't want to turn our neck here because our neck is in a sensitive position. So making sure it feels good. And if this feels good to you with your hands on the floor, you can interlace your fingers underneath you and then come farther onto the shoulder blades. Keep squeezing the glutes. That will protect our low back and our back bends. Sending your heart up towards the sky. I'm just feeling a whole opening through the front of the body. Taking one full cycle of breath here. And then slowly releasing, arms come back down. Super, super slow, one vertebra at a time, release to the floor. And then when you get there, walk the feet out wide, knees come together. Take your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Take just a few moments to feel your breath. Back bends generally energize us. So allowing yourself to come back down from that, to take deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then from here, slowly release the hands, walk the feet back in, then draw the knees in towards the chest, move to a happy baby. Take your knees wide, take hold of the outside edges of your feet, and then take your heels towards the sky. So if this isn't accessible for you in your body, you can take hold of shins, ankles, anywhere on your legs that feels sustainable to hold on to in your body. The goal here is to both open the inner thighs and outer hips, as well as stabilize the spine. So can you tuck your chin in towards your chest a little bit more, lengthening the back of the neck. Send your tailbone down towards the ground. Gaze is soft up at the sky. And if this feels good, you can add a rock side to side, moving some energy, massaging through your low back, your sacrum. And then from here, drawing your knees into your chest. Keep your right knee in, lengthen your left leg long. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist, right knee over towards the left, reach your right arm to the right. So if this is too much for you, you can bend the left knee and just stack the knees on top of each other. If you want a little bit more, you can slide your right foot underneath your left calf for a deeper stretch. Make sure both shoulders are planted, especially the right one. And then let's switch it out. Knees come back into the chest. Right leg goes long this time. Breathe in here. Breathe out to twist. Take your left knee over towards the right, left arm to the left. Ground your left shoulder into the floor. Gaze towards your left hand if that feels okay on your neck. And again, modification, knees together. If you want a little bit more, slide your left foot underneath your right calf. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. And then slowly moving back through center. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself one final hug. You can round your forehead up to your knees. And then when you're ready, releasing all the way down into your full Shavasana. Reach the legs long. Let your toes fall out towards the sides. Turn the palms to face up. Slide the shoulders down the back. Take any last little adjustments, fidgets in the body. Allow yourself to really soften down into your mat, into the space that you created for yourself. So just like throughout class, can you stay present with yourself here? And allowing yourself to just be open to whatever is coming up in this moment. You can let go of your Ujjayi breath and just allow your breath to flow in and out naturally. Noticing the quality of that breath. Eyes are softly closed. Face is relaxed. Allow yourself to be still here in silence. Just feeling the inhales and exhales. And allowing yourself this time to just rest. Option to stay here, pause the video, and just be still for a few more minutes. But if you're ready to move out of your practice, start slow, rolling your fingers and your toes. And then sweep your arms overhead, find a full body stretch. Rolling to one side, pulling your knees into your chest as you go. Hanging out here for a moment, letting your head rest on your right arm or your left arm, whatever side you rolled onto. And then when you're ready, gently pressing up, keeping your eyes closed. Coming to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, drawing your hands to your heart center. Taking these few moments at the end of class to have one final check-in. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what came up during practice. And as always, can you leave something here on the mat that you do not need to take with you? Maybe resistance, maybe negative thought patterns, maybe something else entirely. And also, is there anything that came up that inspired you, that you felt good about during your practice, that you do want to take with you into the rest of your day? Allow yourself a moment to get clear on what those things are. And know that if nothing comes up, it's totally okay. I promise they're there in your subconscious. Let's take a final breath together. Take a big breath in. Holding for a moment at the top. And then exhale, sigh. Let it go out of the mouth, make a sound. Draw your hands to your forehead center. Together we say namaste. Beautiful work today. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.